The Gambia Revenue Authority GRA, in partnership with the West Africa Tax Administration Forum WATAF and the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, today begins a 3-day workshop on fundamental principles of transfer pricing for the staff and management of the GRA. The basis of the transfer pricing is the arm's length principle, as it is known internationally. This principle states that the price agreed in a transaction between two related parties must be the same as the price agreed in a comparable transaction between two unrelated parties. The 3-day workshop on fundamental principles of the transfer pricing would allow the staff of the GRA to know these principles, since the country has no legal provision for transfer pricing. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Yankuba Dabo, the Commissioner General of GRA, says it is always important as tax collectors to equip themselves with knowledge.
But for us as management at GRA, we like to create different marisar. We want to create different marisar. That is what warranted this training. Now that you are all here, it is up to you. If you take it seriously, that is just the beginning. You will have more opportunity to do more on transfer pricing in the future. And as tax experts, tax collectors, we are always better to equip ourselves in terms of knowledge, because the world is going at a level where the private sector is always prepared for us. So, and unless we get a very good training, we got a very good professional training on the field that we are doing, we will not be able to challenge them. And it's important that we, at the level of management of GRA, we always want our staffs to develop the capacity of our staffs. And you have to understand that this is the right time for you to cooperate with us, so that you will be able to go in the field and challenge or engage, I would use the word engage, the private sector out there, and then you will be able to do your work the way it should be done.
The GRA Commissioner General says transfer tax pricing is one of the most challenging issues developing countries are faced with, stating that the 3-day workshop is very important for the staff of the agency.
Transfer pricing is the term used to describe the pricing of cross-border transactions in goods and services, taking place in related parties, with related parties. Pricing cross-border related party transaction is one of the main challenges for developing countries when dealing with international tax issues. The practice also extends to multinational and other big companies, as their transactions may span within the different jurisdictions. Countries use the arm's length principle and other anti-tax avoidance provisions of the tax law to address such practices to fight cases of double taxation or double non-taxation. With this practice in place, the potential for profit shifting is high, and tax authorities are challenged due to capacity gap and limited resources. The conduct of training in this specialized area of taxation is therefore very important for the staffs of GRA. In the Gambia, we do not have specific laws for transfer pricing, but there are provisions for anti-tax avoidance scheme. I task my Deputy Commissioner General and Head of Domestic Taxes, Mr. Isa Jallo, and his team to continue engaging with WATAF and UNDESA to come up with required laws and regulations to fully operationalize the transfer pricing sections within the Domestic Taxes Department. This way, we will be better equipped and capacitized to proper handling the issues of transfer pricing and profit shifting.
Ms. Emil Muya, Chief Capacity Development Unit, United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, expresses hope that the staff and management of the GRA will benefit from the training.
So we hope that this training will be beneficial to you all. I know that transfer pricing continues to be a key and critical area for developing countries especially, but also for countries globally. So this training will help us to really get to understand what the considerations should be. And we hope that at the end of this training, we can all go back to our respective departments and units and help the colleagues who are not able to attend this training. And hopefully from this, as Babatunde said, and I'm sure will be alluded to also by other speakers, we hope that going forward, we will continue the collaboration and really to build the capacity for transfer pricing audit, transfer pricing cases for you.
Meanwhile, Mr. Babatunde Oladapo, the Executive Secretary of WATAF, hails the GRA participants as one of the best teams in the world, adding that the transfer pricing is one of the key issues GRA staff and management should familiarize themselves with in the current digital era.
The team you are having around the table is about the best in the world. I'm not sure I have other teams that will be better than what you have here on transfer pricing. Not only transfer pricing, even international tax. And I want to encourage you to seize this opportunity to pick up the learnings you can get. It's not going to be a one-off session. In the past, WATAF has organized similar training, both at intermediary, beginners level, intermediate level, and advanced one. I'm happy that one or two persons were beneficiary. At least I remember Mr. Marisa, he was part. But we are back here to make sure that we hold you by the hands and help you to get used to transfer pricing. The world has changed from the way we do businesses then in our villages. Now you do businesses with multinationals. And if you want to retain your own fair share of the tax revenue, you need to be abreast of current practices. And transfer pricing is one of the key areas that you need to upgrade yourself.
The core mandate of GRA is to ensure maximum compliance with all relevant tax laws to ensure a sustainable revenue stream for the government trade facilitation and a controlled and safe flow of goods across the country's borders. Reporting for Kerr, Fatou, I am Landin Cisse.